Hey, hello. How are you doing? How's everyone doing? Lighting is a bit of a problem in my world, so yeah, I'll hold my phone up and hopefully that will be helpful. I'll just share this with my peeps. Uh, yeah, anyhow, so my name is Dr. Miriam Sekandi, and sometimes I do come on live, sometimes I, use a few excuses to not. But I have a few topics that are on my mind that I feel like I need to share with you guys. And one of one of those that came through for me today. It's quite early here. It's like 5 a.m. But I'm wide awake at 4, and so coming on at 5 is not a problem for me. I know some people are not morning people, so they do not. They do not. They will not be here early, but that's okay. I'm fine. They'll find this later. Those in my world. Okay, so saying no. A lot of times we are told to learn to say no. We are told, you need, I used to say yes to everything, but now I need to learn to say no. Now, what I've found with saying no, and this is, part of it is from personal experience, is sometimes we say no to things that are meant to expand us. Sometimes we get so caught up in the regular life that we think is meant to be, that the world asks us to do, and we get so soaked in that. And when we get so soaked in that, it takes up our time. So anything that's outside our regular schedule becomes an inconvenience. And the funny thing with the way spirit works is spirit doesn't yell at us. After a while, spirit might give you a slap in the face to wake you up, but the upside of your head to kind of get you seeing what you're meant to be seeing. But that's one of the things I've found, and I'll give you a very simple example of something that I went through personally. There was a time when I used to work. There's a time. Look at my sports bra peeping. Excuse me. Underwear is not supposed to be here. Oh, it can be. Anyway, whatever. So there was a time when I used to work, and I still work, but there was a time I thought that to make more money, I needed to fill my days with extra shifts. So I would work during the week, and then I would pick up like 12-hour shifts on the weekend. And what ended up happening was I missed out time with my family, I missed out time with my children, I missed out time to breathe. So at some point, it became kind of like a burnout thing. So, and during that same period when I was working like a horse, I had nudges, that's when I was having nudges to do something with the gifts that Spirit has given me. I have the gift of healing, I have the gift of teaching, and these came through so strongly, but I was always giving the excuse that I needed to be, I needed to fulfill my shifts, I needed to feed my family, I needed to do this and that. But what I did not realize at that time was my gift is meant to feed me. My gift was given to me so it can feed me. My gift is meant to take care of me. And many of us say no to things that are supposed to help us tap into our gifts, and we fill that time with things that literally take up our time and we don't tap into our gifts, and we run ourselves ragged. So there I was, running myself ragged, filling my day with my work, filling my week with my work, and then filling my weekends with extra shifts. And until I had to say, you know what, enough's enough. And I decided, let me build this thing which is meant to be my baby. Let me explore my gifts more. So I explored my healing gifts more. I explored my mentoring gifts more, my teaching gifts more. And what I've found now is the money that I will make from one session right now is almost equivalent or even more than what I would have been making a month trying to get those extra shifts, which even prevented me from being with my family, which prevented me from doing my personal development, which prevented me from expanding myself. So before you say no to things, when Spirit brings something across your path, remember, we always wake up and we make these requests to Spirit. We say, I want this in my life. I want more of this in my life. So you put out your request, but you don't know what it looks like. So Spirit brings it across your path. And because you've not opened your heart to paying attention to what's coming, so we make the request. We don't scour our environment for areas where Spirit is speaking to us. So we end up missing those opportunities that are meant to expand us. And it's so sad because a lot of times the things we are replacing these opportunities with are actually things that are meant to plug up. They're just plugging our system. They're just plugging our timetable. They are just plugging our schedule. They are plugging our agenda. They are just plugging and blocking us, blocking our, you look in your time and then all you say is, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I can't find this. I don't see this. I don't have enough time. But you don't have enough time. Hi, Justina. You don't have enough time because you've said no to things that are supposed to help you get more time. So before you say no to something, or when something comes across your path, ask yourself, take that moment and ask yourself, if I paid attention to this, if I allowed this into my life, would it down the line make my life easier? Would it down the line create more time for me? Would it down the line get me more money? Would it down the line help me with my relationships with my partners? Would it make me healthy? But what happens is we dismiss things before we even give them a chance. We say no because somebody said you have to learn to say no. And yet the things we are actually saying yes to are things that are not necessarily there to build us. They are things that are not necessarily expanding us. So I really, really, encourage you to pay attention to what are the things you're saying yes to. Are they your regular scheduled things? Just because something is regularly scheduled in your life doesn't mean it's meant to be there. Some of these things have served their purpose. It's kind of like when you get a new job and you get so excited at the new job, and then, after a while, after years of being in that job, you start feeling like that job is not fulfilling you and it's time to move on. So sometimes the things we are saying yes to are actually, they've been in our lives, they've served their purpose, and it's time to let them go. And then sometimes the things we are saying no to are things that are meant to expand us, but we are quick to say no. And some people say, oh, I know what I want. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it speaks to you. Some things we say, we are saying no to because we are like, oh yeah, somebody say, oh, they said we have to say no to things. But what you're saying yes to might not be the right thing you're saying yes to. And when Spirit is pushing us, Spirit might not make things easy for us. Like I've given you my example, you know. I used to block, like over my weekends, I used to put in my 12 hours. I would work during the week, and then I was free Saturday and Sunday, and I started plugging it with 12-hour shifts. So I would work 12 hours, like an 8:30 to 8:30, and a 10:30 to 10:30 the next on Sunday, and then Monday I go back. But I had kids, and I would come home, and I was so exhausted. My kids were waiting. I remember my baby waiting at the top of the stairs. She'd stayed up. I had worked at 10:30 to 10:30, came home, arrived at 11. She was up, and she was so happy to see me. But I tell you, I did not even want to see her. And I asked her, why are you up? And she's like, I was waiting for you. And I'm like, why are you waiting for me? You should be in bed, blah, 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 blah. And I realized that this plugging that I was doing, plugging all my hours, was actually causing problems in my own life. And this is when I realized that I had to say no. I had to say no to the things that seemed to be okay. You know, anybody would say, yeah, you need more money, you go do that. But now, the money I was running to make it was probably like $300 or less for the day. Now, I can make $1,000 an hour. So sometimes the things we are holding on to and telling ourselves, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. You don't have to. If it is something that is taking more of your time than the output, chances are it's not even meant to be. Because if it's not your gift and it's just a plug, you know, in the meantime, yeah, while I wait, yeah, let me do this, yeah, you know, I have to do this just to I want my kids eat, want my family eat. Sometimes it feels better for us to tell ourselves that, but the reality is we need to think about our gifts, the gifts that were given to us, and immerse yourself in your gift, because your gift is meant to take care of you. Your gift was given to you so it can take care of you. Look at actors, look at even comedians. You know, sometimes people laugh at comedians and they're like, oh, this person's a comedian, blah, blah, blah. But their gift feeds them. Their gift feeds them. And I'm not talking about anything can feed you. Of course, if I went at the side of the road and sold water, people will buy the water and whatever. But what's going to sell the water is not me selling the water. It's how do I sell? It's my gift, the gift that I have of my tongue. How do I use my tongue? If I'm a good salesperson, I will quickly realize that if I can sell 500 bottles standing at the side of my road, I could do bigger. And then I say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stand at the side of the road anymore. I am going to open a shop because I've realized that I have a gift of selling. But you know, what ends up happening is we get caught up and stuck in this little place where we are not expanding. If you are not expanding, if you don't feel, hey, Rosie, if you don't feel like this is expanding you, then you might just be using where you are as an excuse. You know, you might be standing in a place. It's easy to stand in a place and you think it's the right place when you are not even meant to be there. So pay attention to the things you say no to and the things you're saying yes to. Pay attention to the things you're saying yes to, especially because a lot of times it's I'm so busy. And the thing that you're busy with is the thing that is actually keeping you standing in between you. It's paying you a bit. It's masking, your bills are paid and that's it. But is that the life if you think of, 10 years down the line? Is that all? Is that all? Like your bills are paid? You wake up every morning just to make sure bills are paid? Is that it? At some point, there's more. There's more. You're meant to make an impact in this world. You're meant to have more than just paying for bills. You are not meant to stay at just the bill level. Like, seriously? What happened to savings level? What happened to investment level? What happened to travel level? What happened to saying it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to spend the night here? What happened to investing into a mental level? Because all of these things cost money. But if you say, oh, I don't have, if you find yourself saying, oh, I don't have money for that, then it means that what you're doing, that is not giving you enough money to access the thing that you desire, is either the thing you're not meant to be doing or not, or you're not expanding the heck out of it. Because your desires are supposed to be met. If you are unable to meet your desires, then there's something you are allowing to stand in between you. So whatever you're chasing, make sure it is something that's expanding you and not something that's keeping you in the daily grind of, you go to work, you don't see your family, you don't have time with your partner, you don't even have time to date for those who need to date, you don't have time for your kids, and it's just like running. You drop your kids off to daycare, you pick them up, you feed them and put them to bed. That's not being a parent. That's not being a parent. Waking up in the morning, drop your kids off to daycare, wake up, dress them up, throw them at school, bring them in the evening, you come back, pick them from school, they feed them, they sit at the table, do homework, and you put them to bed. That's not parenting. Absolutely not. There's no relationship with you and your kids. So, that's my message for you today. Dr. Miriam Sekani is my name. Tell me what you think about this. Lovely to have you here. Those who are able to jump on. And till next time, I don't know what spirit will drop. That was my message for today. Thank you.